Utility types in TypeScript. TypeScript exposes some utility types in the form of type generics that allows you to do some interesting things. And there are a couple of utility types, but we're going to look at 4 of them in this video. So let's say we have this object type user. It has ID, username, email, and password. Now let's say we want to have another type. Let's say user without password, where we're basically going to have all of this except the password. Now you might probably think, copy all of this from here and paste it without the password, but this is repetition. What if we added an age of number here? Or that means we need to come here again and add age of number. Well, we don't have to repeat ourselves. We can use one of the utility types called pick, and here we have pick, and again it's in form of type generics, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick some types from here. So here I can say pick. I want to pick from user. And what keys do I want to pick? Well, I want to pick ID, and then you have it in form of a union. So ID, username, age, and email. So now type without password is going to be ID string, username string, age number, email string. If I remove this age from here, I can come here to remove this age. So I'm basically picking these 3 keys. And if I want to add more properties here, I can come here to select what I want to pick. What you see again is that we are still repeating ourselves in a way. We have ID here, and then I come here to have ID again. We have username. I come here again to have username. If I add more types, I need to add it in this union. Well, in some cases, what you might need may be pick, but in our case where we want the user object without password, I can use another utility type called omit. With omit, I'm basically saying from this user type, I do not want the password. And now you can see type user without password is ID string, username string, email string. If I come here and I add age of number, user without password is going to be ID string, username string, age number, email string. If I say I don't want the email, I can pass it again as a union, and now user without password is going to include everything except password and email. So in our case, omit is the best option, but in some other cases, pick might be the best option. Another utility type that is very useful is partial. So we can say type user optional, and then we can say partial. And in this partial, we're going to pass user. Basically, what this is going to do is that it's going to make every property here optional. So if I go to type user optional, you can see that ID now has that question mark, which means this is optional. That means ID can be string or undefined. Username can be string or undefined. Everything here has optional. And then we can say user required, where we use the required utility type to make everything required. Well, in this case, everything is already required, but then let's say the age was optional. Now if I go to user required, you will see that the age here is required. So everything here is required. We can do that easily with the required type without having to build our own object and make everything required. Like I said, there are more utility types, and I'll be covering more of them in another video, which I'm going to link in the video description. But in my case especially, I use omit and pick a lot.